Okay, today I'm at Austria Arms with Martin here. They have their own YouTube channel, they shoot all the stuff, so link in the description. But anyways, we have the Airsoft MP7 gas blowback rifle, and we also have the real steel full auto variant, which is unfortunately missing the barrel, but it needed to be repaired, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't stop us from comparing the two, and there are some big differences. So let's get started. What do you think about this piece right here? When you touch it, you know, compared to the real steel variant.
If I have it in my hands right now, when it comes to the surface of the polymer, you see it's different. Yeah, especially if you look on the real MP7, like here, the surface is a bit more finer.
Yeah,
it's
here
not
it's
that rough.
finer. Yeah.
And what I've also noticed that
It's the size, right?
the size, it's not 100% the same size. It's like 90% the size of the real MP7, so it's a bit smaller.
Exactly. In every dimension, the real steel is a little bit bigger, like 10 to 15% in every single dimension. So I'm not allowed to touch it. That's an interesting. It's the full auto variant, so it's a special category A. So I cannot handle the gun. I cannot touch it. I cannot just do anything with it. But you can, and you notice that it's different.
Also, when you compare the size from the stocks,
Yeah, they're just...
the real MP7 has the front grip a bit more in front.
Yes.
And the grip itself is a bit more thicker when it comes to this dimension here.
And also the real steel suppressor cannot be attached. I can take the real steel suppressor, right?
Yeah.
So when I try to put it there, like it's wobbling, it doesn't lock, and obviously also the auto barrel is a little bit thinner. But apart from that, you cannot interchange the magazines. This one is a little bit wider than this one, and this one is wider,
so it
and this one is longer. So real steel magazine is longer and slimmer. This one is wider and shorter. So that's also the difference. And when you hold it, you can feel that the grip. Right when you hold it, you know, I wasn't allowed to touch it, but you notice that it's different.
Yeah.
Apart from that, when we go like the buttons, all the buttons like this, you know,
it feels a bit more
it's
stiff.
way more positive on this one, definitely. And this side is a little flimsy. You see how it's moving right here? It's just...
Yeah, it's way more... I mean, this can also be moved a bit, but just a bit. Yeah.
Okay. What about the bolt? How the bolt feels?
So bolt releases here,
Yeah.
that lever. And
So this one is way heavier than this one, obviously. And I cannot lock it back, but I can do it with the magazine. And the bolt lock works the same, so I can just lift this lever and it's gonna drop it. But you can feel like this has no mass whatsoever, really.
so let's compare the triggers.
Let's compare the triggers. I'm gonna remove the magazine on semi. Maybe you should compare it because you can actually touch both guns.
Yeah.
I cannot,
First,
so...
let's try the real one. It's a very short travel to the resistance point, and then when you press it, it's like a direct trigger, so not much of a trigger pull. And now on that one, it's different, definitely different. When you move backwards here, there's this little travel, quite similar, but then there's a little creep still.
So it's a lot of creep in there, right?
Yeah.
But apart from that, what do you think about, you know, this replica? You are not playing airsoft. You only know, or like you touch airsoft guns, but you shot this gun, the real steel variant. What do you think? How good is the quality? Do you think it's like it's a toy? I don't want to even touch it, or is it like decent?
It's okay, I would say. I mean, the size is a bit smaller. Definitely smaller, so this is bigger from the size. This feels more, of course, like a gun. This also from the polymer side, like here, the material, it definitely feels way more than a toy, but still, for that what it is, it's a licensed replica of the MP7, it's okay.
That's the weirdest part. It's a licensed replica, and they made it smaller. It's the... They are two companies making this. It's the VFC and Umarix.
Yeah.
No, the Umarix one.
They have the license.
Yeah, exactly. And the KWN,
You can-
the KWA one The KWA one, that's this one, is not officially licensed. But the VFC one is a 1-to-1 copy. This one is not.
So I have the wrong one.
Well, it's not the wrong. Actually, smaller is better because the real MP7 is too big. I think.
It is big, yeah.
Fucking big, yeah.
Okay, so there are two companies. I pretty much forgot who they are. So this is the KWA, and there is also a VFC. Apparently, from what Chris is saying, VFC is 1-to-1. KWA, not. Does it bother me when I'm playing airsoft? Not at all. I like this gun. It was too powerful. It was above 2 joules when I was testing it, so I had to put the Ratek NPAS in there. I played with it. It's nice. It's just not 1-to-1, which I wasn't aware of until now, pretty much. So, yeah, there we have it. Those are the biggest differences. And, I mean, apart from this being a real steel and this being airsoft. Anything else what we could say? Do you have something you would perhaps add? We cannot test this suppressor on that gun because it's missing the barrel. But...
That's right, yeah. But apart from that, I mean, what I really like is the attention to detail they spend on the replica, because also even the front side or the sides, they are quite similar.
They look very much the same, if not... There is no dot here. That's interesting.
There's no dot here, right? But what I see here is that they put it the wrong way. The dots are here on the front. That's something really interesting because it's exactly the other way around.
Wait a second. Oh yeah. Could it be that I mounted it wrong? But it should flip up.
It should flip up from behind forward.
Yeah, so I mounted it right. But the dots... Oh really? The dots are on the wrong side. But
look, the wheel
is on the other side.
Yeah.
Huh.
Very
so
interesting.
Right now I have no idea what's actually correct. Well, anyways, anything else? What do you think about the mounting points? Because I think that's one of the biggest flaws of the MP7, because you cannot fit anything through this loop and also through this loop. So how I solved it, I like to use paracord because it's super lightweight and super strong. So this is how I mounted it. It's basically just a loop here, and then I can fit a sling in there. This is the hop-up adjustment tool, which goes here in the front, and now I can adjust the hop-up. But what do you think about these points, these mounting points?
Attachment points, they are specifically made for the MP7, or for HK guns, you have those very famous HK hooks. Yeah, and that's actually made for it. When you look at the G36, they also have the same loops, and those HK hooks, they're okay, but that would not be my choice if I would be able to choose a sling.
Yeah. So proprietary.
Yeah, kind of. But there is anyway a Picatinny space where you can mount a QD attachment or something similar to it, which is okay. But personally, I do not like the HK hooks, but they're okay. There is a sling specially made for the MP7 by the factory, which is a 1-point sling.
Can you tell us how does it feel to shoot the MP7?
Very, very nice. Yeah, so there's almost no recoil. I would say maybe even comparable to a gas blowback airsoft when you shoot it. A bit stronger, of course, but quite similar. When you shoot it with a suppressor, it's very quiet, very silent.
You told me about the subsonic rounds.
Yeah,
how much? So the ammunition is special. It's 4.6. Am I correct? 4.6. So it's tiny. It's way smaller than an airsoft BB. Airsoft BB is 6mm. This is 4.6. And the ammunition, since it's pretty much proprietary for the MP7, I'm not aware of another gun that would shoot 4.6. It's very expensive.
That's right. Yeah.
But subsonics, for suppressors, they are traveling slower than the speed of sound. How much are they?
Well, if I am thinking back, because once somebody told it to me how expensive they are, it's between 10 and 20 euros for each round subsonic in that caliber.
10 to 20 euros for one shot subsonic with this thing.
So imagine a 40 round magazine, the long one.
That's a lot of money right there.
Yeah.
I have to check it on the internet. I'm gonna try to find it. If I can, maybe it's just military, like subsonics. You cannot really get them everywhere.
Subsonic is hard to get. The regular FMG full metal jacket ammunition isn't that expensive. It's okay.
How much do you know?
Not by heart, but it's quite comparable to the 5.7 by 28 from there.
Which is also expensive
P90,
for the
yeah.
P90. Those are really expensive rounds as well. Because again, proprietary for the 5.7 and the P90, and that's it, I guess. So yeah, and also very big difference in weight. This is the real one. This is the airsoft. This weighs, I would say this is not the lightest suppressor, airsoft suppressor on the market, but it's compared to this can is heavy.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, it's entirely made of metal, titanium, Inconel, something like that. It's made in Switzerland by Brugger and Tomet, which is the OEM partner of many companies when it comes to suppressors. What I like about it, it's the design. They almost cloned it perfectly, even with these levers and this surface here. It's cool.
But everything is smaller.
That's right.
You can show it on the camera.
If you check it out here.
Everything is tiny bit. No, not tiny bit. On this suppressor is actually a lot. It's a lot smaller. But anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you for helping me with this comparison. Thank you for, inviting us and
you're welcome.
Doing all these cool videos with us. Once again, Austria Arms, check the channel. They shoot the real stuff in there. They talk about it. They show you everything you want to know. So link in the description. Thanks, and I will see you in the next one.
See you next time.